All right, I hit the live button, Brandi. This is going to be really interesting. I have never done this before with anyone, so Brandi decided to be our first guest of honor.
Very exciting.
She is filled with honor today.
Did you freeze already? Oh my god. Like worse.
Did I freeze?
Hi. Oh, you froze for just a second.
Oh,
Are we good?
yeah, we are
Kinda?
good. Yeah, we have comments coming in already. This is awesome.
Already?
John Cornicello says hello. He also does a really
Uh-oh.
really great
I'm frozen.
podcast. So I love having to see him here. I want to see if anybody else is in the comments. If you are, please leave a message so we can kind of see who's here. Emily's here too. What a coincidence!
Wow. What a coincidence.
And
It just
Bella.
so happened she's sitting right next to me.
Wow, who would have guessed, huh? What a world we live in.
Oh my god.
So I
Okay.
decided to call this casual conversations because you know what, when me and Brandi were talking yesterday, I wanted to have a little platform to kind of interview my friends because we have a lot of fun, don't we, Brandi? Normally,
No fun here.
no fun at all all serious games. And then and I told her that I wanted to do more of these, and I said, you know what, I think we should have this as a time where all of us can kind of get together and hang out, even though only it's just us on video. I feel like everyone can get to know you more. So it's like, you know what, Brandi, let's do it. And why did you agree to this,
See?
Brandi?
I don't know. Mostly because we were talking yesterday and you were like, well, what are you doing tomorrow? I didn't have an excuse. I didn't have any plans. So here
Yeah.
we are.
And honestly, for those of you who don't know Brandi, Brandi is an amazing self-portrait artist who doesn't take compliments very well, so she's probably just gonna
Okay.
curl up in a little ball. This is the time where we compliment her, and you can get out of your system. But I have Brandi's link in the description of this video, so you can check out her work. And yeah, she's chilling with wine. She's a very casual person, very bougie, as Emily just said. Not
Uh, she's bougie too. If I'm bougie, she's literally drinking the same thing right next to me. So
so okay. So for those of you also don't know, for Brandi and Emily live together. So they are roommates, and Emily's also a portrait photographer and fashion photographer. They both live in Brooklyn. They have an amazing thing going on together. And how is your dynamic like?
well, it's so funny because like she's listening to this like right next to me. How is our dynamic like? We mostly hate each other. Um, we play off of each other really well, actually. So whether she's doing a shoot and I'm either helping her or just like watching her like do her magic, or vice versa,
Mhm.
or editing right next to each other and like being able to, you know, like give each other advice on like which one like we would do or which edit is better type thing. Like it's always actually really really nice to have that like second pair of eyes like always right next to you. Otherwise, I'd be sending you a lot more photos for just like, which one do you like? Why?
It's a good thing that Emily's there then, I guess, huh?
Yeah. She's saving you a lot of messages, you know?
Yeah. I also do have to say that I'm sorry for the logo covering Brandy's face. We're doing this as a test at the moment. So Brandy, if you want to either go back a little bit or
Oh,
move it a little bit
I'm,
high.
ooh,
There
that's
you go.
better.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
It's not terrible,
Oh,
but
that's so funny.
I decided that Brandy would be a good first test subject, especially to
Did I do it right?
you
I
did.
can't really see it.
It's like the Eiffel Tower. You're kind of off.
Well, I tried, you know?
I'm in the
All good.
Leaning Tower of Pisa, not Eiffel Tower. You know those
I
tourist
was kind of
photos?
wondering too. I was like, what? Is it suddenly not secure? Like, did I miss
No,
something?
no. You know how like those tourists always try to get their hands like against the Leaning Tower of Pisa or like the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that thing. That's what you're doing.
Oh, I see. It's funny because I have us up on my second screen, but there's like a 2-minute delay. So I'm just watching myself miss in an amazing way.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because of the lag. If you watch yourself, it's gonna be funny. But anyways, yeah. What I decided to do is, if this goes well, and we're gonna decide what that definition is, then I'm going to purchase this and make this an official thing. So, Brandy, no pressure.
Oh, okay, no pressure at all. Let's make this a good one, okay?
Yeah. Okay, so I would love for you to actually tell us more about yourself in terms of your self portrait work. And specifically, what I mean is, why did you actually get started in self portraits? I don't actually know the reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. For the most part, I do self portraits because I'm the only one available when inspiration strikes, right?
Yeah.
Like having done them for the past mm, ever. Like
Hmm.
I've been taking self portraits honestly since like high school.
Yeah.
But definitely more more frequency these past few years,
Hmm.
maybe since 2017 or so. And yeah, basically, like I'm the only one available at like 2 a.m. when I decide to it's time to shoot. So that's mostly the reason.
Hmm.
Also, quarantine has definitely been something that's like, okay, like let's stay creative and let's just do something.
Hmm.
So that's a big reason too. But
Huh.
yeah, mostly it's just out of necessity. I still do love to photograph models and you know, clients and anyone else, but it's not always possible to get a full team.
Hmm.
Um, and also, I'm very much like Han Solo sometimes. Like I feel like sometimes I'm the most creative and innovative when I'm on my own because there's less pressure
For
to
sure.
photograph like a model. If I have like anybody else on set, like even like Emily, sometimes it's like, okay, like this has to be good because like I'm wasting anybody's time if it's not. It's like in my mind, that's like the reason.
Oh,
But
that's true. You feel more pressure when you're shooting someone else than yourself.
totally, totally. Unless it's like something that I've done before, right? Like so with a lot of portrait clients, they'll be like, I want this photo. And it's like perfect. I've already done this photo. Like they show me like a self portrait, so it's like perfect. I know exactly how I need to light it, and or
Hmm.
things to improve upon that like happened in the studio and stuff too. So
That must be so nice to be able to have like a lighting setup idea and be like, you know what? I don't need to wait for anybody. I could just do it right now.
yep,
Oh my gosh.
it's not bad.
That's awesome. Do you ever, I guess when you're shooting yourself, do you know specifically what setups you're going to do ahead of time, or is it all just on the fly?
So in terms of like lighting, I tend to there's a whole bunch of different routes, right? Like my brain is just like a hamster brain sometimes, and I I most of the time go in without a plan and just like some ideas of different props, or ideas of different lighting, right? So for the most part, though, I stick to like my go-to lighting, which is a very like bright, like low contrast, dual catch light type light.
Hmm.
And from there, I'll have like a concept in mind. So whether it's a prop or an outfit or something like that. And if the lighting isn't necessarily working, then I change it, right?
Hmm.
Then I'll get creative and like move something behind me or do something more side light or something like that. So
Yeah.
for the most part, it happens like that, unless there's like a concept in mind that's like more moody or like more of like a intricate light setup that I'm just trying to like push myself. But I do like tend to stick with like a particular light setup that like I is easy and you know I'm drawn to because of consistency's sake.
Yeah.
Like I know what it's gonna look like, so I know how to plan like my props and my poses and stuff. Like it's nothing's a surprise in the lighting, so like I can be more creative in the other parts.
That's true. Do you ever, how, I guess when you have your final photo, right? How much of that is already pre thought out in terms of not just lighting, but the concept? Does it ever change just completely from the time you start, from the time you end?
Oh, absolutely. Every time. I would say every time. Like, yeah, I'll start. So, for example, I just posted my second shot from this eucalyptus
That was
series.
awesome. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, go to the photo in her Instagram. It's so good. There she's melting again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, no more compliment. That's the
Um,
last one.
oh yeah, that's it. That's the last one.
That's the
Okay,
last one.
you got two in. So that, for example, I don't even remember. what my idea was for
Mhm.
that day. Like I had a like some idea to shoot self portraits. Oh, I was gonna do finally projector self portraits, like work with a projector, and I didn't
Yes.
even get there. I didn't even get there. I was shooting all day because I happened to like wash my hands in the bathroom and look at this eucalyptus, like dried eucalyptus that we put in the bathroom, and
Hmm.
I was just like, wait a minute, like this is my prop right now. So I brought it
Oh.
into the set and just like totally changed gears. Like, and I was just like, okay, let's make earrings out of this. Let's get out the plexiglass. Like, I didn't even do the projector idea
Oh
yet.
my gosh. If someone wanted to see like the behind the scenes of Brandy working, where would be the best place to go? Is that even a thing yet?
I tend to share a lot of like BTS and on Instagram stories,
Yeah.
but I'm working on like sharing more in that process because I know that that's like the most like mysterious. I think to some creators, they're like how do you go get to that idea? And it's
Yeah.
honestly I can't explain. I mean, I can explain it like this, like in a conversation.
Hmm.
But in a video, sometimes it's hard because like the wheels are just constantly turning of like, well, what am I going to do with this prop now? Like,
Right. And I think I learn a lot from you because I follow your stories a lot and all of our friends. And so your story, you're like about to cry. Your story, I haven't even said anything yet. So I follow your stories and I actually learned so much from just seeing some of your time lapses because you actually record a lot of time lapses. That's such a great idea to see you in action like over the like 6 hours or whatever, however long you take to record. But you learn a lot just by watching you go through the motions and you see a certain point where you try to do something, it doesn't go right, and then you change it up a little bit, and you can see sometimes you get like a little frustrated, and it comes across in your body language, and you just learn a lot just by watching you. So if anybody doesn't follow your stories, definitely follow it and check it out.
totally. Actually, that's a really interesting. I always wonder how much people are paying attention to some of those time lapses because like there are times where I'm obviously modeling and it's like this is where the shot is, like
Hmm.
somewhere in the flash firing. But there's
Yeah.
also like I keep in when I go to my computer and I'm actually reviewing, right?
Yeah.
And like watching my face sometimes when I'm reviewing, I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, right? Like
Yeah.
it is kind of funny how you say about the body language. I didn't even, yeah, you're got a sharp eye over there.
Someone, Sequoia from the comments said, Brandy sees any random objects around her house and goes, prop!
Yes, it's true. It's true. It's true. I'm like, I'm looking around, like, yep, that's pretty much it.
And most people don't know, but we were talking yesterday, and you mentioned something that was so fascinating to me. And how, even after all this time, you still misfocus sometimes. Like it's not a given, you know?
Oh my god, I misfocus all the time. Like the majority of the time, actually. It's like heartbreaking.
But that's good though.
Um,
You know, it tells people that it's okay if you're messing up, even after you're doing it for a while, because it's just part of the process of messing up.
yeah, that's a really good point too. And sometimes like the focus is so minuscule missed that like if it's just going like this is all personal work, right? This
For
is
sure.
me learning and honing my skills, especially self-portrait. So like I'm not afraid to like post something where the focus was actually like right here instead of my actual eye, right? Like on Instagram, like it's not like it's going to be printed great big and somebody is going to be like, wait a minute, like and if they are, then you know, I could explain to them that I'm a like basically a blind lady doing self portraits with like and with my camera, you know, you set the focus right here. But like when you're posing, if you accidentally lean forwards or backwards, you know, the focus is gone.
Yeah,
So you know, this is the challenge that
true.
you know we try to work through.
I feel like some people are just really difficult on themselves when it comes to those things that sometimes don't matter as much because, like you said, the emotion could be phenomenal. The photo itself could be great, but if the focus is missed a little bit, it's all right. An example of that is I went to the UK and to one of their art museums and their photo galleries, and I forgot the name of the gallery we went to. Bella's watching; she'll probably tell you because she came with me as well, and we both went together. And there was a photo of the Queen. It was the Queen of England, specifically. and and
The queen,
the
right?
queen, like the queen. And it
Not
was,
like Beyonce, but like
yeah.
the queen.
Not, well, yeah, we have to really
The
clarify
other the
this.
other queen.
Yeah, exactly. And she had her photo out of focus. And it was
Wow.
in the gallery. I think it was actually shot by Annie Leibovitz, and it tells you that,
Annie must be. Uh-oh.
I don't know, maybe they had something against each other. Who knows?
Dang.
Annie wasn't having it that
That's
day.
crazy.
Yeah, it was
That's
crazy.
crazy. I know that like and to me, I always feel like I have to get everything like tack sharp in focus because other, like in photography school, they drill that into your brain, right? Like if the eye's not in focus, it's a terrible photograph. So like throw it away. And
Yeah,
like trying to almost unlearn some of those lessons that aren't necessarily helpful, especially in a fine art world,
yeah.
right? Like,
Uh-huh.
so now I'm like throwing plexiglass and getting everything soft. Nothing's in focus
That
just
sounds
to like
awesome.
turn it on its head. Yeah.
It's like no retouching. It's
It's not
great.
bad. Honestly, I'm surprised that you haven't done something like that with your body project,
I have wanted to
or is
after.
it coming up?
I was inspired by that photo you did, Brandy. I was like, I would really love to do plexi. Maybe we should collaborate together and like work together on a project to do something like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I'm in.
that would be phenomenal. Like,
You just have to come to New York.
oh yeah,
Unfortunate,
absolutely.
very very sad.
Only if Emily's not there.
Emma, is Critique coming to visit us?
Who's the intruder there?
I know. Did she make it? I know that I'm like a square right now.
Oh, actually, I don't think she did. I'm watching your Skype screen, so I don't think she made it. Emily, do that again.
Emily didn't make it. Emily, do it again. You have to really like, commit. Oh my god.
There she. By the way, that's Brandy's daughter. She's very small. Very small.
Oh, you're my daughter. Oh my god.
Jay says
Amazing.
collaborating with Brandy is lame.
Oh, I'm still waiting on Jay's photos. We just did a collaboration. Actually, really
Oh, tell us about that.
did. I did a shoot recently that was he we've been talking about this for months, doing a childlike impress
Yeah.
photo shoot inspired. So like having the like, you know, the yeah, words. I lost
What?
them. Anyways, if you ever watch the Never Ending Story, there's like the
Yes.
childlike empress, which is like one of the main characters.
Uh huh.
And so we've been talking for months about like doing a collaboration where like I take a self portrait and send it off to Jay to retouch in his style.
Yeah.
And now I'm just patiently waiting for that.
Wait, waiting
It's
as
gonna
in
be
you've
cool.
already done it and he hasn't done it yet?
But yeah,
Jay.
we're gonna light the fire in him right now.
He's always the one telling people, "Okay, when are you gonna do it? Let me remind you." And then,
Wait.
we need to set him a deadline. I'm gonna give him 1 week.
Okay, 1 week.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Go. Did he just say waiting?
Yeah. What is he waiting for?
Don't cuss at me. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Oh, people are talking about. I'm just now reading the comments. People talking about Jay and yours rendition of Emily and I.
Oh yeah. If you, it was posted on Emily's page, right? If you want to go check that out, you should see mine. So the story is that me and Jay took a self portrait together, and then what happened was Brandy and Emily photoshopped their faces on our self portraits, and then everyone thought that like Brandy and Emily took this photo. It was a whole ordeal. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Can you even believe our audacity?
It's just stealing outright, just horrible people. You're so rubbish.
Is Bella watching?
I hope Bella's watching. Then it'll be hilarious. I made a status today about people in about how me and Bella, with her being in England, I she calls it rubbish, right? Like they call trash rubbish. and then she heard the trash truck or whatever, the garbage truck, come in outside my house, and she was like, "Oh yeah, the bin man's here to collect the rubbish." I was like, "What?"
The rubbish man.
The rubbish man, the bin man is here, and
It's rubbish day.
yeah, that's where that originated from. I had to explain it for the people who are watching later, have no idea of the context of this discussion.
I just love that there's a rubbish day. Like the whole day, just rubbish.
Yeah, just the entire day, it's celebration of rubbish. By the way, this is why we call it casual conversations, because I can't do like really serious conversations anymore, especially with interviews, because where's the fun in that, right?
There's none, no fun, no fun in there.
No. How much wine have you already had, by the way?
Well, I've had one glass, but Emily just refilled mine. Wow,
Wow. That
what a
Emily.
rookie. That Emily. She's she's all right. I'll keep her.
Yeah. Do you guys ever argue about
She's
anything?
like best roommate ever. Oh, critique. Okay, so now I have to like tell the whole story, otherwise it's gonna
What
get
story? What are you talking about?
So me and Pratik were talking
No,
yesterday,
I
and
wasn't.
he asked this
I
very
did
same
not.
question. He's getting me in trouble with Emily. um, so Pratik asked me yesterday, like, do you guys ever fight? What's going on? You ever have like arguments? And I was
Yeah.
like, no, not really. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, maybe about paper towels.
Interesting. Tell us more.
Only because they're always gone. They're always gone.
How are they gone? Where are they going? Did she, was she the one who hoarded all the paper towels and tissue papers during the pandemic? Was she the
Yes,
reason?
maybe she was. Maybe it was. Maybe she was the reason that there was a shortage during the.
That'll be a question during
Emily's
her
listening
interview.
to the broadcast that's delayed, like right next to me. She's like, I need to hear him say it. She's in the comments like feverishly typing. Anyways, no, we don't fight. We never fight. It's not true.
Oh,
There's just
it's complete peace all the time.
it's complete peace all the time. Yeah, no, honestly it's great living with her. Like there's like we're both really easygoing. Like we're not like bothered by anything. Luckily, we're like the same level of cleanliness
Yeah.
in general. She approves of this part of the conversation. um, yeah,
Don't.
no, it's so lovely. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. That I would say, if anything, like she has more reason to be angry at me because I like leave the place like giant mess
Yeah.
all the time.
That's that's
Like
that's true.
top flower petals, just lights on. Sometimes I don't even know. It's just crazy.
That'll be a discussion when I talk to her.
Oh yeah. I'll be in the comments that time, like, don't listen to what he says.
By the way, I guess what would you say is the best part of having a creative roommate? Because for those of us who follow both of you online, it looks like a perfect sitcom where it's like, oh wow, it must be so cool to like the Friends episode. Remember we talked about that? Like you guys have an episode of Friends where Felix sometimes walks in and he's like Joey and like
I'm almost surprised he hasn't knocked yet. Like, it's like, where is he?
I know. I would that would have been a perfect, maybe for an ending. Like we should like text him to just pop on by.
Be like, where are you?
Yeah.
Didn't you get the notice?
Yeah. Don't you get a
Your
notification?
cameo.
Yeah. This Ecamm was your idea, Felix.
Yeah, didn't you know? But best part about it? Is that what you asked? I already
Yeah.
forgot.
What would be the, like, for those of us who kind of don't get to see it on the outset, what is the positive side of the situation, of your dynamic?
Outside of like everything, like
Is it everything? Literally everything?
like I'm pretty sure literally everything. Like it's lovely that we have like a 2-bedroom apartment with like a beautiful rooftop in Brooklyn. So like, well, pre-pandemic, like obviously life is perfect, right? We have like you can go anywhere, do anything. We have our rooftop escape. We have our beautiful home studio. We have our own bedrooms. We don't necessarily have to be. You're laughing, and I'm sure it's something in the comments.
So,
I'm like,
I'm reading the comments as well and prepping for the next segment, but
what's
keep going.
what's what's like?
I'll tell you.
Um, so yeah, I would say like there's definitely way more things that are good about having like a creative roommate or somebody at least that you can bounce ideas off of. Um, in terms of like the best thing, I think that's mostly it, right? Like we challenge each other creatively all the time and
Hmm.
inspire each other and motivate each other. Like, like if I'm not feeling like working, I look over and she's like hard at work. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like, and she's literally like, it's really funny complimenting someone when they're sitting right next to you. That's all I got.
And she's so smug about it too.
She's so smug.
There's this one gif of that I think of
Like,
Emily all the time, where it's like this little girl, she's like having a bitter face, like waving. I forgot what she had in her hand, but she's like angry and waving something. Like that's how I imagine when Emily gets upset. She has like really short hair, blonde hair too. It looks exactly like her. If anybody remembers that gif, post in the comments.
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I have
Oh,
no idea.
I will definitely
But
share it once I find it.
I'm sure I'm curious. I'm very curious. I can confirm or deny if somebody shares this.
Do you guys like, for example, when you do your self-portrait work, does she ever get involved, or is it rare that she kind of helps you out?
It's yeah. So I really do try to be like Han Solo just because there's a lot of like pride and like not bothering anyone. Like I honestly already feel like a bother to like make the entire living room a giant mess all the time.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll be like, Emily, will you help me get focused? Because like sometimes it's really frustrating after 30 minutes of like setting something up and it's not like it's still not catching focus.
Yeah.
So sometimes she'll help me with that. Or we've been trying to do some cool like behind the scenes photographs with like a camera instead of a phone.
Yeah.
So I do time lapses all the time, but it's rare that I'll have like a nice quality photo of the light setup.
For
And this
sure.
is something that like even in school, the teachers and the professors always told us to take a photo of our light setup and like a pullback of essentially the whole thing, and still have the trigger on, right? Oh my God, you're laughing. I'm just like so distracted because you're like, Anyway, she helps me get those pullback photos sometimes too, which is really nice.
One of the
It's so
reasons
funny because
I typically have myself together whenever I'm looking at something, but someone just posted the GIF in the comments, and it's exactly like Emily.
oh my God,
Take a second to go see it.
Emily, are you gonna respond? Please do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
That's
It's perfect.
awesome. That's great. This is cool because this is recorded forever, so you can make a GIF out of it.
I'll make sure to get a good quality one. I'm not sure if my shaky holding up my computer to her was the best, but man, that's beautiful. Thanks, Anthony. This is perfect. That's
Oh my gosh, that
too
is.
funny. Wow, I have not been looking at these comments. People are talking to us.
And I have
Woo.
to remember to state the comments, because for people who watch this live broadcast in somewhere another place like Instagram, won't see them, so I'll be sure to talk about it. Anyways, Emily was really happy about that gift. She loved it very much. That's all she's saying. She says thank you very much, and I hope you send me more. Anyways, we would like to ask you,
Oh yeah,
Rennie.
maybe we should have a whole thread of like Emily gifts. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
yes, definitely. I think we should post it on her wall. If you think of a gift that reminds you of Emily, we just post it on her wall. She would really, really appreciate that and love it very much, because then we can return the favor for Brandy when Emily comes on. So it'll be great.
Oh no, what have you done? That is not the plan.
It's
That was
it's
not the plan.
it's engagement, boost the algorithm.
Oh Lord. Okay, here we go.
She switched to water. She's like, I'm done with the wine.
I'm double fisting. I got my fancy glass and my regular glass. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I don't have
Gotta stay
any glass.
hydrated.
I have a question for
You,
you.
you're, Okay, yes.
What would you consider your spirit animal and why?
Oh, okay. Can I have a few?
Yeah, and also, oh, better yet, in the comments, please tell me what you think Brandy's spirit animal is. And Sarah is really good at guessing people's spirit animal too, so I want to see her responses.
So wait, should I wait to reply until the end?
No, no, do it now.
Okay, so okay, I have three.
Okay. Oh, three. Like a mixture of all three, or just
Three,
like three individual ones?
three individual.
Okay.
Okay, so one you gave me actually, which is it's usually like what's your spirit animal? Dog, right? Like it's usually you have to select a dog breed, right?
No, no, it was like literally the spirit animal that I thought of immediately.
And it was
A Pomeranian.
pom.
Yeah.
So a pom for sure. A cat. So I'm a cat and a dog at the same time, mostly because of mannerisms and like
It's like
you
cat
know,
dog.
yeah, cat dog. Exactly. Maybe I'm cat dog. And I've always thought, if somebody you were to ask me when I was like 5 years old what the spirit animal is, it would have been like a deer, like a cute
Oh,
one, like a cartoon one,
like a doe,
like a Bambi.
like a fawn,
Yeah,
like a.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm just trying to think of other names for deers.
Bambi.
Bella would be like, "Here's five names for deers." Okay.
Oh, I'm excited for those. I would like to see.
Yeah.
Victoria
Someone.
says I'm 100% a corgi, a squirrel.
Oh,
Come on,
oh, you definitely. I could see a corgi for sure. I could even see an otter.
corgi.
Oh,
Okay, I like these. These are good.
flying
Can I have
squirrel.
more than three spirit animals?
Oh, you could be like a flying otter.
A flying otter, cat dog, squirrel.
That's a bit disgusting. Maybe not that one.
Yeah, it gets a little complicated after a few.
Oh,
But
Nicole
too
York
funny.
joined us. Hello, Nicole.
Oh my gosh, this is too funny. Cat at 4 a.m. running around in the dark with high energy. Yep, that's me. That's definitely it. 4 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Cats do that. That's right. Um, so, anyway, oh, the other thing,
What's yours? Wait, what's yours? How did we
uh,
get away from this?
damn it, so close. I
No,
don't,
so close, so far.
um, I don't know. I'm gonna let people decide because Sarah had a really good one. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, let's figure this out. I'm thinking off the bat like a golden retriever. I don't know why.
I think Felix is a golden retriever.
Oh, that's a good point. He
Yeah,
is a golden retriever. Yeah. If he's okay. I need help then.
yeah.
We need a dog breed and like an animal in general.
Don't mix them together,
Help
please.
us, help us, internet.
Sarah's like, I don't remember. You're forgettable.
Sarah doesn't remember yours? Oh, come on.
She'll remember. I'm sure. She has a good memory.
This is so fun. I'm only seeing like the top four comments every once in a while. So definitely let me know if I'm missing something here.
I definitely won't. Just kidding. I will. I'll let you know.
Absolutely not.
So,
Over
Brandy,
it. So petite.
I wanted to know. So, you wanted to do more YouTube tutorials and YouTube content, and
Yes.
why?
Oh man. We're getting to it, aren't we?
Yes.
So YouTube is definitely one of those platforms that I've been curious about and too afraid to start for my entire photography career, mostly
Hmm.
because video is so intimidating as a photographer, right?
Hmm.
But I'm slowly starting to understand more about video editing and just even like on YouTube more, right? Like I'm not the type of person that like gets on YouTube all the time and like is searching for tutorials or content or something like that. Like it's just not my platform, but I'm starting to learn more about it, and I like it because it's such a different platform than Instagram, right? It's like the equivalent for video, right? And
Hmm.
that's a type of art that I'm starting to really get into and get more interested in. Yeah, because it's just like a whole nother creative venture, to be honest. I just think of video as a as like another creative project. So
Mhm.
that's mostly it. But also like building a community there in a place that I can post video type tutorials or live editing sessions or that type of thing. I think is exciting, but also intimidating because YouTube, I've gathered, is not the most supportive, friendly place around. It's
It's
definitely
it can be. I mean, I have found that it has been actually pretty good in terms of the comments for the most part. You're gonna get some
yeah.
outliers for sure, but overall, it's been really supportive and it's inspired me to want to create more because I kind of neglect it. I'll be honest. I see tons of comments on my
Oh,
YouTube, but I neglect it quite a bit.
really? So you've been on YouTube for a long time, right?
Yeah, I
Like
have for sure, and it was a
and
really
you
fun idea to
neglected
do
it?
it. Say that again.
You've neglected it? Why did you do such things?
I did. I neglected it. The reason for that is because I it's a lot of work because you have to think about a what type of video you're gonna do. B, you have to like schedule time off for that YouTube video, and sometimes you're not sure what it's gonna get you because like with Instagram, the responses are kind of quick and it's fast and you're engaging and it feels you can do it on your phone, but with YouTube, you have to have a camera, you got to set it up, you got to record the whole thing, you got to edit it, and then you got to post it, and then it might not get anywhere, and so I was like, what, I'm not sure if I want to continue doing it so much and put as much effort into it. And it's really forgettable sometimes unless you put a dedicated effort into doing it. But every time I do it, it seems like it does give me back a lot of people that I've never seen or heard before. And, like yourself, I don't know, I know we talked about it yesterday too, but when you're ending the day, you typically like go on your phone, watch YouTube, watch Instagram, and we all kind of do that for the most part.
Hmm.
And so I feel like
Yeah.
it's a good community to have.
I think also the cool thing about YouTube that I'm kind of only learning now too is that it's so evergreen, right? Like if I'm like the other day, I've been like watching, like you said, I've been watching like a lot of YouTube recently before going to bed, and I'll be looking for like inspirational things. So I'll watch time lapses of people painting
Mhm.
or creating things or like drawing in fresco to get like inspiration.
Mhm.
And some of the videos that I've been lately watching and being inspired by were posted years ago, and they're still getting a lot of traction. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool to me too, is that a platform like Instagram, if you post something, the next day you'll be lucky if people see it, right? Because of the way the algorithm is, right?
Mhm.
And YouTube, it seems a lot more like you're gonna like slowly still get traction like the whole time.
Yeah.
So in terms of sharing, like if I'm going to already create video content because that's the next like creative medium that I'm interested in,
Mhm.
posting it on Instagram doesn't seem like the best place because it's never going to get that traction as it would on YouTube. And also YouTube is basically made for video. So,
That's true.
you know, so
Yeah.
so that's most of the reason. But yeah, definitely still learning. Like it's a journey with that.
And you're right, because it's video, there's a higher learning curve because people have to know how to edit video, take video, do sound basically, and the second thing is I never thought about that, but the algorithm is really good on YouTube. It's
Yes,
evergreen. It keeps coming back.
yes. I posted my first video months ago, and I'm still getting like a very much like a linear like amount of views as time goes
Oh,
on. I'm still getting, and it's like I haven't done anything. I haven't posted anything yet. Like
wow.
I've been working on future videos, but I haven't been sharing or doing anything on YouTube. But it's still kind of generating
Yeah.
some sort of audience and traction, which is so cool and like very unlike Instagram. So that's that's fun.
And I have to say, David asked a really good question. He goes, let me go find it. It's about him just
Mhm.
recently. He goes, I just bought a mic and I want to make content, but I don't know what to do. And he goes, insert, I don't know what I'm doing, dog gif. So,
Mm, that's my favorite gift. That's my favorite one. Dog on a skateboard that says, "I don't know what I'm doing."
yeah.
Yes,
Or like in the office, he has a tie
yes,
on.
yes, yes. I love it.
So it's like,
I love it.
how do you how do you think about that? Because for me, I'm kind of in a similar position. I could do, a lot more speed editing and retouching classes and stuff like that. And Justin just said he still remembers a lot of my old speed edits. And what about you though? Do you have a idea of where you want to go in the future with YouTube in terms of class content, or are you still figuring that out?
Well, I'm definitely curious to hear. You just really sped across your own personal journey. Like, I'm curious to know about why you stopped and where you're going with that. But in terms of me, I'm kind of playing around with everything, right? Like, I'm very much like the way my brain works, much like in photo shoots, is like I just want to like put my hands in all of the pies,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I want to try my hand at being a director, being a filmmaker, being a video editor, being a photographer, being a jewelry creator, makeup artist, hairstylist. Like I want to have a little experience in all of it so that one day I'll be able to make way more educated decisions at like bringing on team members for bigger projects, right?
Mm.
Like I want to be able to have that eye of like what I know is possible with programs and what I know is possible from my own experience, and be able to incorporate that in bigger
Yes.
projects.
Yes,
So
that's right. And that's a good point because trying multiple things isn't a bad thing, even if you don't like something and you stop doing it because you've gained the experience of what you like and don't like, etc.
totally, totally. Yeah. But okay, no, back to you.
What about
Have you
me?
have you stopped doing time lapses and speed edits and stuff? Like, was that no longer interesting to you, or is that something that you're gonna bring back, or
I
maybe other things took focus?
I did I
Because it
did
does take time.
Yeah, it does. You have to think about which image is going to translate well, and you have to make sure you're going to get the image that actually works for YouTube and the permission and all of that too. I love doing them a lot, but they were more for fun. And, because of
Mm.
how the schedule is and all the stuff that I'm doing, it's a bit difficult to figure out the time to do more of that and the purpose. But if you're trying to grow an audience, like David said, it's best to do so many different things and see what sticks. And the speed edits were actually something that I wanted to do as a test. And I wanted to do it to be able to show my clients what was possible with retouching. And so
Oh,
I added that to my website. And then it became something that people found very fascinating about the retouching process. And so that's how that was born. And then eventually I did one recently where I think it hit 1 million views or something close to
on
it.
TikTok, right? I was just
That
about to
too.
ask you about your, yeah. Oh, you're talking about a different one?
Yeah, on YouTube there was another video that just blew up. Like it caught YouTube's main algorithm, and the thumbnail was like a slider effect. And then it a lot of people just eventually started commenting on it from nowhere. And so I logged in one day to YouTube and I had hundreds of comments, and I didn't do anything. It was there. And I was like, cool, maybe that's the thing I got to do more.
Dang. Yeah, see, and that's kind of fun and motivating too, right? Like when you start to notice that people are like engaging in content that you're producing, like
Yeah,
even if it's speed edits, right? Like, and as a retoucher, you're already doing the work. It's just capturing it,
that's
right?
right.
So
Yeah.
So for me, I've been like doing screen recordings of all of my edits. Like I don't even know where it's going, like
What?
some of the time. But I now have like a folder that's like 400 gigs of like screen recordings that have never seen the light of day.
We
So
want to
I'm like,
see them.
well, there's also like thousands of photos that have never seen the light of day too, right? So
Oh my gosh, you have content done for your channel for years.
yeah, probably.
Or,
But the thing is that I have an issue with like things that are like halfway done, in my opinion, right? Like I'll retouch a photo and it's not like it's good, but it's not great. You know what I mean?
what
So I'm
if,
like, well, we'll table this for now.
as Emily says, hear me out. What if you,
Emily, oh no, an Emilyism.
what,
Hear me out. What if?
what if you have a work in progress? Like you can call it like work in progress, where even though they're not done, you still post them and be like, these are the work in progress images and the work in progress videos that show a mindset of what Brandi is thinking. Kind of like your time lapse, because everyone loves behind the scenes. Everyone loves seeing stuff that's not finished because they feel like they're
Where
part
do
of
I
the journey.
post that?
YouTube.
I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
in. YouTube?
Yes.
Oh no, the most unkind place of all. I
It's
hope
not.
someone's
It's
not
not. We
like,
will. We will run them off. We will. report them to who owns YouTube?
Oh, who owns
Yeah,
YouTube?
I was like, wait a second,
It's
Zuckerberg?
definitely not MySpace Tom.
I was gonna say, I was like, is it Tam? Tam.
Tom, freaking Tom. Um, oh,
Justin. Justin says, are you gonna do vertical or horizontal videos for IG Reels?
it's so funny because I asked him and you the same question today. Um, so I'll put it in the comments. I might as well ask everyone. We're doing. I was thinking about posting more of like these like time lapse speed edits of like retouching, right?
Yeah.
But the issue is my screen is obviously horizontal and like the reels on your phone are vertical. So I'm like, do I make it small where you can't really see, but you see the tools and the layers? Or do I zoom it in where it's like just the detail of where the brush is doing the thing? So anywho, that's my current like question to the world. Though Pratik gave me a really good idea of just editing everything in what is it, 16:9.
You
Do you
should just.
actually do that?
No, so. Okay. So when I made my
I'm
first.
trying to imagine this like tiny little window on my computer that I'm like editing.
So when I
I'm sure.
did my time lapse for TikTok, what I
Mhm.
decided to do was I had already recorded the video in horizontal. So I ended up cropping in to the center of the screen, like I did a vertical in the center of the screen,
Mhm.
and then move my recording over so the canvas aligned perfectly on Premiere with the center of the screen. So you could see like my brush cursor going in different places, and
Mhm.
then I just outputted that as my time lapse. But
Mhm.
for you, because you're doing full images, I think you would have to almost edit vertically, or just upload the horizontal one and be like, sorry for the space, or like maybe
Yeah.
flip it and tell people to flip their phones.
Well, and that's what Justin said too. He's like, I'm pretty sure people don't care if they flip their phone to see like a thing. I was just like, oh yeah, that is a thing. It's
I
funny how like the simplest solution sometimes is just like you just forget
You want to hear something really bad? I end up skipping those videos.
no, are you serious?
Yeah, I
You
get
skip? You're
I
like, I'm not turning my phone for you. No way.
I'm so lazy because like you already for like you if you're watching it in your bed and you're in a position already that your hand's comfortable, you're like, I don't want to flip it, so I'm like, tap.
Next. Damn. Okay, I want to know if anyone else is like this. Please tell me. Please tell me in comments
I shouldn't have said that.
because
Now you're gonna not do it.
this is good to know. No, I'm not. No, no, I'm not. Well, actually, so I have a folder of already finished edits
I,
that I didn't do.
Brandy,
I didn't do this.
I would flip my phone for you, okay? So don't worry about that.
Okay, good. I'm so glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I got my one view.
Do you think that like with YouTube, obviously there's a public speaking element there. Has that been part of the why you've been kind of hesitant to do more of it?
Do what now? I totally lost track because I saw Jay commented.
Jay's always interrupting people.
I know he's interrupting. He's like, just don't tell me to flip my phone. Like, I know things. I'm like, I get that. I get that.
He's
Okay,
like,
sorry. What were you saying?
for for YouTube content, has the aspect of public speaking stopped you from doing it sooner?
Mm, so it's funny because I think in the beginning of quarantine, like both Emily and I didn't do a lot of these like live things.
Hmm.
And I remember our first one was Capture One. Like I was definitely like nervous, right? Like up until the moment that we were like sitting down ready to go, I was just like internally like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like people don't, listen. Like what do I have to say like
Yeah.
that's useful for anyone? But since then it's gotten a lot easier and now it's not a big deal at all.
Hmm.
I would say the only reason that I haven't started doing live edits that has been my goal for so long is because of like my fear of the platform being unkind, and also my fear of like unreliable internet and like shitty quality content, like in terms of like the camera and like the editing. Like so now that I'm, getting into the YouTube, like
Mhm.
my grandma would say, I have noticed that people have really cool setups showing what keys they're using, what they're doing with their tablets, and stuff. And I definitely have like a system here that is just out of sight, that if you're just watching my face or just my screen, you're not seeing how I have things set up, right? And for
Oh,
me,
how do you have it set
it's
up?
just been in my mind. Well, I mean, I guess it's not that intense, but when you're retouching, you're like hitting shift, you're hitting your like X key or your
You're
Z
hitting
key, and you're
what?
just like going for it. Your different keys.
Oh, I thought you said you're hitting shit. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, you're hitting your shit keys.
It's like, yeah.
No, like X and Z and like B for brush and S for stamp. Like I'm hitting shortcuts, right? So
Hmm.
if you're watching just my screen recording of it,
Hmm.
like you're not gonna pick up, because I'm not going to the tool to say like, okay, now,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Anywho,
bless you.
so thank you. So that's mostly the reason why.
You could, um, what you could do to circumvent that is kind of like have a screen. What do you call them? It's like a keylogger where it tells you the key you're pressing as the recording's going. So if anybody wants to know what key you pressed, it'll come up on the screen. So that way you don't have to worry
Okay.
about that.
I'm writing a note right now. Keylogger.
I forgot what it's called. Someone's gonna correct me right now in the comments, I'm sure. It's what was it called? I forgot the name of the program, but we use that for like our courses when we did the creative live stuff, and they would just they would run on stage and be like, wait a second, we forgot to open the program, and they would open the program up, and then suddenly as I was working, the keys would pop up on the screen, and so I was like, okay, cool.
Well, sorry, I just had like a cough.
She's speechless. That's what made her speechless. Nice.
So sorry.
That's okay. Take your time. So, which actually is a good point because we are now at almost an hour. Brandy, can you believe it?
Oh my God, how?
Yeah. Now Brandy has a special appearance she has to make, so we will. Is there anything that you would like people to know, whether it's here on Facebook or in the future?
Yeah, no, um, I'm pretty sure everybody that's here like knows where to find me. I'm definitely most active on Instagram. Starting a YouTube channel, so if you haven't subscribed, you should.
What's the name of your
Definitely
YouTube
when I
channel?
start doing. I'm pretty sure it's Brandi Nicole Photo. If it's
It
not,
should
then
be,
I did
unless
put it
there's
down.
another one.
I've tried to really like dominate that name. There is like a photographer in Florida or something that's trying to like beat me at Brandi Nicole Photo. I'm like, not today, lady.
Oh. Dang, we should go
um,
follow her. Just start commenting on
no,
her stuff.
no. Anyways, so that's where I'm at. Yep, that's about it.
Awesome.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for making me like the first guest. I feel honored.
You're so welcome. No, I'm so glad we did this. This again, for anybody who didn't pick it up, but this was a total test to see, if this was gonna work or not, or how the vibe was. And I think this was great. I'm going to definitely get that logo removed so that you don't have a logo stamped on your forehead. But
Oh well, it was kind of fun to have it. It's just like
yeah,
a little temporary tattoo.
yeah. But anyways, I'm curious to see who you guys think should be on next, and we will make this an official thing and see what happens. And remember, go comment on Emily's page for Emily's gifts. There she is.
Comment on Emily's page.
Yeah, send her gifts of things that remind you of her. She'll really appreciate it.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. Please do that for me.
Yeah, from
Personal
us.
favor.
From us. She'll hear
Just
about
like
this in 2 minutes.
fill her whole feed with just gifts that like remind you of her. That'd be great. She's like missed out on one. A finger wave. It's definitely an Emilyism.
All right.
Mm.
Well, nice to chat with you, Brandy. So much. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you again hopefully soon.
Okay, thank you, Pratik. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Oh yeah, now I gotta figure out how to end this. Oh yeah, finish. There we go.